Let's talk about one of the biggest transformations happening on our planet right now. It's all unfolding across Asia, where cities are growing at an explosive rate. And there's this incredible vision to reinvent them as these smart, sustainable cities of the future. Okay, so let's dive right in. We're starting at the epicenter, the fastest urbanizing region in the entire world. And this isn't some slow, gradual change. It's a massive, lightning-fast shift that's putting this immense pressure on, well, on everything: water, energy, infrastructure, you name it. Just look at this number for a second. 1.1 billion. That's how many new people Asia's cities are expected to absorb by 2050. I mean, that is a surge of humanity on a scale that is going to completely reshape the continent. And here's the kicker: the climate connection. While cities themselves take up just a tiny slice of the Earth's land, they are absolute powerhouses of consumption. They're responsible for a staggering 70% of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions. So that really brings us to the fundamental challenge, right? It's this high-stakes balancing act between developing for all these people and doing it sustainably. And honestly, this is the central question driving this entire smart city movement. In response to this incredible challenge, a new vision has started to take shape: the Smart, Sustainable City. This is the proposed blueprint for how we move forward. So what exactly is a smart, sustainable city anyway? Well, the official definition calls it an innovative city that uses information and communication technologies, ICTs, to improve our quality of life. The key thing here isn't just tech for tech's sake. It's about using those tools to make life genuinely better for people, both today and for generations to come. Now, what's really fascinating is how this whole idea has changed over time. It started out as this very top-down, tech-first approach, mostly led by big IT companies. But the model has shifted, and I mean dramatically. Today, the most successful smart cities are built on collaboration, putting citizens right at the center of the design process. Because let's face it, a city isn't truly smart if it doesn't work for the people who actually live there. So, what does it actually take to build one of these cities? What are the essential ingredients? Let's break down that blueprint for success. So the blueprint for a successful smart city really rests on these 5 pillars. It's this mix of top-down leadership, bottom-up innovation, strong economic foundations, and maybe most importantly, skilled and engaged people. The thing is, you need all 5 for the whole structure to stand strong. In this chart, wow, it just brilliantly illustrates that economic point. What you're seeing here is a city's per capita income plotted against its smart city score. And the trend line is crystal clear. A city's wealth is a really powerful predictor of its success, mainly because it provides the resources needed for these massive, massive investments. This quote really gets to the heart of that human capital factor. I mean, you can have all the fiber optics and sensors in the world, but as the research points out, without a highly skilled workforce to design, build, and run these complex systems, well, the technology is basically useless. All right, so let's pivot a little from the ideal blueprint to the reality on the ground. Because when we look across the Asia-Pacific, we see a landscape that is just deeply divided. This chart is incredibly telling. At the very top, you've got global leaders, places like Tokyo and Singapore. But as you move down the list, you find so many cities in Southeast and South Asia that are really struggling to keep pace. Take a city like Manila, ranked way down near the bottom. This isn't just a small gap, it's a chasm. Let's zoom in on just one metric: technology, to see this divide up close. Within Southeast Asia, the difference is just stark. Singapore ranks 4th in the entire world. Kuala Lumpur is kind of in the middle of the pack at 84, and Manila is way, way down at 158. This just shows the divide isn't only between regions, but right within them too. And you can almost see this contrast visually. On one side, you have the incredible dynamism and just raw potential of an emerging hub like Ho Chi Minh City. And on the other, you have the polished, hyper-advanced infrastructure of a city that's already arrived. Their starting points are literally worlds apart. So how do you close this gap? What are the biggest roadblocks holding these developing cities back? And what are the most promising pathways forward? The challenges are enormous. The Asian Development Bank, for example, estimates the region needs $1.7 trillion a year just for infrastructure. But, and this is a big but, the opportunities are just as compelling. Think about it: a massive, young, tech-savvy population that's ready to leapfrog old technologies and embrace them. And there is a practical path forward. The research lays out this really clear 6-phase roadmap. It's a flexible guide that any city can adapt, moving methodically from an ambitious vision to concrete, measurable results that you can track with key performance indicators, or KPIs. Ultimately, this whole journey is about more than just plugging in new gadgets. It's about harnessing the incredible power of technology for a clear, human-centric purpose. And this is the question we want to leave you with. As all these cities across Asia race to build the future, the goal can't just be to become smarter in a technical sense. The real test is whether this whole revolution will create cities that are more inclusive, more equitable, and more just for the billions of people who call them home.